Senator, welcome back to National Report. You posted on X, we'll share it with our viewers here, your reaction to the resignation. Cheeto's resignation is only step one of cleaning house. Everyone who's involved in the oversight and massive failures that left President Trump within centimeters of losing his life and killed an American hero, Corey Comparator, should follow suit immediately. We will not stop demanding accountability for what happened that day. And I believe that sentiment is shared with the American people. Senator, in your opinion, what should happen next when it comes to actually getting these answers?
Right. So we've witnessed a systemic failure on the part of the Secret Service. There were individual failures, but more importantly, systemic failures. There's a huge cultural issue within the Secret Service right now. Almost half of their employees have quit in the past year. They're focused on DEI hires, and then they're being supervised, of course, by a DHS secretary that's been impeached. So what should happen next is we need a commander-in-chief to appoint some type of a crisis intervention, a crisis team to go in there and turn this place upside down. We don't need to be waiting weeks and months and years for Congress to investigate this. They have everything they need right there to fix the problem. You know, I think of a Mike Pompeo type of person. Someone like that needs to go in today and fix the problem. And again, turn this place upside down and go from there.
We learned more about the shooter, that he used a drone to surveil the area there in Butler, Pennsylvania, where President Trump was speaking. We learned that he had a transmitter on him, that there were explosive devices linked to him, two in his car, one at his residence, according to the director. But we also heard a little more from Christopher Wray, this in terms of the former president raising some doubts over whether Trump's ear was grazed by a bullet. We have that bite. Listen to this.
I think with respect to former President Trump, there's some question about whether or not it's a bullet or shrapnel that hit his ear. So it's conceivable. Although, as I sit here right now, I don't know whether that bullet, in addition to causing the grazing, could have also landed somewhere else. But I believe we've accounted for all of the shots in the cartridges. So let us.
So, Senator, my question for that again is, and again, you see this photo here of the bullet whizzing by the president right there by his ear, where again he was injured. But even though this investigation is ongoing, and that's the answer you get a lot of these times when you're in these committees. But even working in local news for more than a decade, we were able to get more details than this 2 weeks after damage is done. Do you think enough information is being released to the public in such a high-profile event such as this? Are you upset at the fact that we haven't heard more?
I'm upset. This is why conspiracy theories occur, is because it looks like they're trying to cover up something. Look, Dr. Ronnie Jackson issued a letter, the former president's doctor, now a member of Congress, saying there was a 2-centimeter laceration from this particular bullet. I think we could even just go back to the motive. Why don't they release the full motive? They're making this way too complicated. This is a Lee Harvey Oswald copycat situation. This young man had a significant depressive disorder. I'm going to bet he's schizophrenic. I think he has hallucinations. When he was 15, he was denied membership to the rifle team on high school. He was denied membership. This kid has been bullied his whole life, so he spends the next 4 or 5 years of his life learning how to shoot a rifle, and he wants to make history. He's seeking attention. This is absolutely a copycat crime. Quit making it so complicated. Again, the focus should be going back in there, turning the Secret Service upside down, a crisis intervention team. That should have already happened. If we had a real commander-in-chief that had half of a common sense, he would have already done that. That's why we need a change in the White House come November.
Yeah. Great point. We're all looking for answers here, and hopefully this is wrapped up sooner rather than later. We know how quickly the news cycle moves, but an assassination attempt on a former president is such a serious topic that has to be examined. While we have you, Senator, I want to pivot to what happened in Washington yesterday, where the Prime Minister of Israel spoke to members of Congress. There were several lawmakers who chose not to attend. Also, what was happening outside of the address, just chaos on Capitol Hill, where anti-Israel, pro-Hamas protesters were gathering and burning American flags. Wanted to get your reaction to not only what was happening in the room, but also outside in our nation's capital.
Yeah. Well, this is what happens again when you have a weak commander-in-chief. That October 7th would have never happened if Donald Trump had been in office. Vice President Harris' absence was speaking volumes that she doesn't care about Israel, that she's not pro-Israel. She's the pro-Hamas party. But I want to just take my hat off to Prime Minister Netanyahu and the great job that he did explaining why there is this special relationship between Israel and America, that they have helped intervene so many times, prevent massive terrorist attacks occurring in this country, that we share military technology as well, and then why this is important to Americans, that we're not fighting, Israel's just fighting against Hamas. Hamas is the enemy of America as well. Hamas would much rather attack America than they would Israel. So remember, Hamas chants death to America, death to Israel. So I thought the Prime Minister did a great job just sharing that message, why we have this important relationship and why it's important even to folks back home in Kansas. As for the people that are rioting out here, look, the number of people here was half of what they predicted. Most of them are paid. They're organized. It's a disgrace. That's all I can say. And that's who Kamala Harris supports. She supports these people that are burning the flag of America, the people that chant death to America. That's Kamala Harris.
You have another way to look at it when she does not, again, attend, as she presides over the Senate, she doesn't attend the joint session of Congress, the address by the Prime Minister of Israel. Though she will meet with him later today, so will President Biden. They will do so separately again this afternoon. Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas, thank you so much. Good to see you, sir.